Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah. Messiah's back. The man with the bubonic dick. The one who gives candy to all the toothless children throughout the town. I'm back, baby! It was the biggest week of gambling in the history of this program, I believe. My God, man. It was all of the things, Dan. I went so aggressive here. I gotta actually have to pull this up to really go into the numbers of it. An 8-game parlay hit. 3 6-game parlays, 2 5-game parlays, 2 3-game parlays, and then 5 straight-up bets. I remember texting Delco Dan. I was like, holy shit, I didn't miss any of these fucking things. He dug through all the cards, and you did. You found one. I'm proud of you for that. I did miss one. And then later on in the evening, I had something tied to Tyson Fury. Won the Tyson Fury fight on Saturday, too. I had Alabama. The only 2 misses were Alabama money line on one 10-game parlay, and then I had Texas at 3.5 on a straight-up spread, and I lost that one.
Texas is the only thing I lost.
Did you have them on a straight-up spread?
I took the money line for Texas.
That's right.
I knew then and know now that Oklahoma's incompetent.
Yeah, but I don't know how they lost that game.
Were incompetent.
No, are. As soon as they they're going to lose at Baylor later in the season.
Yeah.
And get bounced out of the fucking CFP.
I've still got them down for 2 losses this year. For
Caleb
real.
Williams.
No.
Might be turning it around.
No.
It's much better than Spencer Rattler.
That's true.
That's not saying a lot, guys.
No.
How many points did Texas score?
75,000 points.
Yes, they did. They don't have a fucking defense. It doesn't matter with this fucking conference. It has never mattered with this conference. This is what the Big 12 is. It is a bunch of wish look-alike versions of Pat Mahomes that keep getting uglier. You have Spencer Rattler, and then now this other guy who looks even uglier. He looks like a 48-year-old man who's on the cover of one of those magazines that you see at Fantastic Sam's, where you're like, hey, do you want this look? And the answer is always no. And you're like, where the fuck did they find this person to put on the cover of a Fantastic Sam's magazine? He's now the new quarterback for Oklahoma. Pull up a picture of that guy.
True freshman.
Looks like he spent fucking 18 in Rikers. Pull him up, dude. This is an old man who looks like he's served jail time. It's fucking crazy to me. Look at that. That isn't it. You're telling me that's an 18-year-old child?
Maybe it's the eye makeup that he's clearly wearing.
Zoom in on that. Zoom in on this. Let's spend some time here examining this. So, okay.
Oh, he's just got really pretty eyelashes.
Yeah, I was sorry he has beautiful eyes.
And that's fine. He does not look like that in real life. You can pull up what he looked like from the game with his helmet off. Now, look. Scroll up, Bob. Let's see the top of his hair. So whenever you have hair like that, basically, it's because you have a receding hairline at a young age, and you gotta cover up for it. And I understand that, and that's all fine. However, at 18 years old, if you can find him without his helmet on, 18 years old, my God, man. There he is. Look at that. Look at that fucking guy, dude.
He's
you don't even ID that guy coming into a bar. You're just like, no, you're good, dude.
The sideshow Bob is in right now for the kids.
It looks shitty.
It does.
CJ Stroud has it too for Ohio State. Looks like shit, hombre. Like, it looks fucking terrible. I don't know who said that was cool or whatever, but that guy has 4 children and he just got out of jail. Has nothing to do with race whatsoever. He looks old as fucking shit. I mean, it is goddamn crazy. It's like those white guys who played line for Iowa. When they take their helmets off, it looks like they're in a beer league that plays softball every Tuesdays and Thursdays. They take it way too fucking seriously, and you're like, Jesus Christ, you don't look like you're in college. That's a just barely 18-year-old man who's now your quarterback, and Spencer Rattler's even worse. I don't even want to see a picture of him, Bob. I don't want to fuck up my day. I'm having a pretty decent day today. I don't even want to see a picture of Spencer Rattler on the screen because it'll fucking ruin my day. Now, if you're an Oklahoma fan, did you think you found the magic potion there with a backup quarterback?
Yeah, against Texas.
Against Texas?
Yeah.
That's your championship.
There's a pretty good chance that guy's going to be fine. Texas, it's not like they go on to play a bunch of incredible defenses after this or anything.
Well, it's the Big 12, Dan. I mean, who's left? Oklahoma State,
TCU, Kansas, Texas Tech, Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State.
Yep, Bedlam,
yes. I've got them still down, and then the Big 12 championship, correct?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
They will lose 2 out of their last 3 games.
For what it's worth, this guy's not like a backup, right? Like he's backing Rattler up, but he's
the dude.
He's a 5-star freshman.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to be able to score points. The problem is if you rely on only scoring points and your defense lets you down, like, I don't know, the Kansas City fucking Chiefs, who are farther ahead on offense than Oklahoma is against any team they're playing, right? But their defense is terrible. When you go into a place like Baylor where points are at a premium, you're going to fucking lose that game. When you go into a place like Oklahoma State where points are at a premium, you're going to lose that game, right? Or it's going to be a shootout. Either way, it's a coin toss there. They're not going to win out for sure, so they're not going to make the CFP. They would have been in better condition if they had lost the game early. But now their hopes are up. They're in the CFP, and they're going to lose one of these games and leave.
They're going to, Dan, I've got them, I'm telling you, I've got them down for 2 losses this year, easily.
We'll see.
Easily.
Cincinnati probably won't lose another game, so unless Notre Dame starts getting blown out every week, they're going to be in the CFP now. Alabama's only down to 5. I think they should have dropped way farther than that. I think that's ridiculous that they only dropped to 5. They lost to a fucking – are you kidding me?
A second-string quarterback at Texas A&M.
They lost to a fucking team that isn't even ranked.
Yeah, an unranked second-string quarterback team. And they dropped 50 fucking points on them with a second-string quarterback.
Well, it was 41-38, right? Was the final score of that one?
No. I think it was 51-48, right? It was 41-38.
But either way, you gave up 41 points to an unranked team. It's not really what you expect out of an SEC defense, an elite, low, quote-unquote, SEC defense. There is only one elite team, and it is Georgia. I'll have to Georgia fans aren't nearly as delusional as most, but they have over the last couple of years said some wild-ass shit. But this year, it seems like you two dummies back there are right. I don't see anybody beating Georgia.
Well, we'll get into that.
Like, if Georgia played Alabama right now, they would win easily.
Yeah, they would smoke them. So real quick here on the bets, we'll run these down and then go through. Actually, we can go through this Alabama thing first. I'm fine with that. So look, this is who I thought Alabama was, and it's fine. Look, when the season started, I said Clemson's got a new quarterback, Alabama's got a new quarterback, Ohio State. The usual suspects have a new quarterback, and it's going to get rocky. It has for all of them so far. That has come true. The one huge surprise is obviously Georgia's defense in this. I watched the entire Auburn game that they won, what was it, 28-10 or 24-10? I want to pull up the actual score because it's
34-10.
34-10, that's it. Because it matters.
I think Auburn got the second touchdown of the year against Georgia.
Yes. So the only weakness I could potentially see for Georgia, because that is the greatest defense ever, and they showed it again on Saturday. There was a late touchdown in that, I think, but is what happens if a team actually puts up 28 points against Georgia's defense?
I don't know.
I don't think Georgia's offense, because they've never been down and they've never had to deal with it. I don't know if Georgia's offense can come alive. I mean, they can kind of run the ball. I don't know who their quarterback is. They don't know who their quarterback is. They're really, really thin at wide receiver. The defense is keeping them in all of these games, and it's amazing. And yes, you can absolutely win with just a defense. However, it is college football.
I don't think they have just a defense. I think that Bennett kid is far better suited for college football than the person that's starting in front of him, Daniels. I think Daniels probably has a better shot at being an NFL quarterback, but Stetson Bennett is going to be a better college quarterback. There's no question about that, because he does both things really well. He's a very accurate passer for the most part, unless he's getting pressured. But more importantly, he seems to, and look, Auburn isn't, it's not like they're fucking knocking it out of the park, but they historically have a good defensive program. He knows when to run, not just how and have the ability to do it, but he knows when. And he made good decisions for somebody that hasn't had a lot of snaps, I think they are good enough to beat anybody with their offense.
So if you would indulge me here and pick up or pull up Georgia's schedule, I just want to see who's on there for the rest of it. And
next they play Kentucky, who's ranked 11th right now, and they're going to get blown out.
Okay.
Then they play Florida.
Kentucky has looked great this year. And that spread, which we'll get to here in a little bit, that 23.5, I'm going to have such a hard time walking away from teasing that up to 29.5, because I think Kentucky is worth it. Like, that's 30 fucking points, man. It's so crazy. Who else do they have on their schedule?
We got Mizzou.
Woo! That's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah,
Tennessee. At Tennessee.
It's gonna be a blowout.
That's going to be a blowout for sure.
Charlotte Southern.
It's Georgia at Florida, or not at Florida, the cocktail party.
Jacksonville. So
Yeah,
world's
that's-
biggest cocktail party.
That's the one.
What are you talking about?
Georgia. I thought Georgia already played Florida.
No.
They play Florida,
Next after Kentucky.
but not in Florida.
No,
No,
they
no,
play
it's at a neutral
Jacksonville
site.
every
Yeah.
year. Yeah, but that's the one. That's the only game left that I
think Georgia
I mean,
Tech's gonna
Georgia
knock them
Tech
off?
is they close out with Charlotte Southern or whatever the fuck, Charleston Southern, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Charleston Southern and Georgia Tech, they're not going to lose to Tennessee and Missouri or either one of those two teams. So, they're not going to lose.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to lose. Now, you look ahead to, it's got to be Alabama, right, that they're going to play in the SEC championship, one would imagine. Who else would be in the mix there?
I guess Ole Miss. But
No, they're not going to do it. We're looking at Georgia, Alabama. Now, the reason why I bring that up, Alabama can certainly score 28 points against them. That is going to be the first time all year long that Georgia is going to be forced to have an offense in that game, probably. And then you're going to find out who that team really is.
Georgia beat Arkansas 37-0. Now, Arkansas was certainly overrated at the time, but when they needed to score points, they did so at will. It was not hard. And then they brought in their second-string quarterback. Not that he's not very good, but he was a late addition to the starting lineup. When I say late, I mean it wasn't planned a week in advance. It was somewhere around Wednesday, I think, that they decided to go with him because JT Daniels is fucked up. And they still threw up 34 points relatively easily.
Sort of.
They couldn't. Arkansas couldn't stop the Georgia defense offense at the beginning of the game.
Right. Not at all.
Right. But in this game right here, because I watched this game and I'm looking at the numbers here, Bennett was 14 for 21 for 231 yards. Not great. I mean, it's fine. Those are like Baker Mayfield NFL numbers, so
Wow.
that's fine.
Because they had 200 yards on the ground. I mean, they didn't need to do that.
No. But here's the thing. Their top guy, because they have four different running backs who are kind of playing in this system. Their top rusher only had 79 yards on 18 carries.
Yeah, but they had four guys with 40 or three guys with 40 or more, and the other one had 35.
But
They
one
have
of
a ton
them,
backs.
one of them is their quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
Worth noting.
This is college football. If you've got three running backs that can get you around 50 yards a game, plus your quarterback who can also do that, that's 200 yards a game.
Yeah, you don't need a
Doesn't
horse.
matter.
All
You
I'm
don't
saying
need a
for
horse.
Georgia fans here, if you get into a fucking shootout with someone, let's say the defense is slipping for one day, I don't know if they can hang with an Alabama in a shootout. And I think that's the only game we're going to be able to judge them on. Florida, look, if you're Florida, I think you have to wing it the entire game and just chuck and then find out what happens. You kind of have some sort of.
They're not going to
home
have
field
time.
in
They're not going to
Jacksonville.
have time to wing it.
I know.
I mean, what do you got? How?
I know, but if you're Florida, do you look at this schedule and say, all right, let's just go all in on this fucking Georgia game because that's all we have left? I would.
I mean, you should be going all in on every game, and that's why Georgia keeps stomping the shit out of people. They took it very personally that they gave up any points to who the fuck was it? To South Carolina, right? And they came back and pitched two shutouts in a row, one against a ranked team. Mm-hmm. They seem to be. I don't know if you watched the end of that Arkansas game, but the second half.
Arkansas is really fucking good, by the way.
The second,
I'm not going to even dismiss that game.
The second half of the fourth quarter, Georgia's defense was clearly trying to get a shutout in that game. So it seemed, I don't know who their defensive captain is, or maybe it's the coaching staff, but they're super motivated to be excellent every single week, and that's what great teams do.
Yeah.
That's what Burrow did it for LSU. It wasn't Coach O. Coach O we're seeing now is a complete fucking joke, right?
Yeah.
He has no idea what he's doing, but Joe Burrow's a fucking winner. And you saw that this week, too, up against
The Packers.
maybe the greatest quarterback in NFL history, talent-wise.
If it didn't come down to kickers, he would have won that game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, looking ahead at this, the Florida games should be fun for a little bit. We'll find out. And then Alabama, but that's it. I think Georgia is in. They're clearly the number one best team in the nation. I don't think anybody's got any disagreement about that. But then what? You've got Alabama next. Like you said, Cincinnati will probably run the table and get in, I would imagine. The way that this is set up now.
If Cincinnati lost a game, it would be a massive upset. It would be like, I don't know, Alabama losing to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
That's how big it would be.
Yeah, this weekend the line's fucking 21 against us. So
Yeah.
I mean, lay the points.
And Iowa still
crazy.
got to go to Wisconsin and play. And Wisconsin isn't great this year, but that's a tough place to go win football games. Other than that, they probably won't lose. They play at home against Purdue. They go out to Northwestern and to Nebraska, and they play Minnesota and Illinois at home. They're probably going to win out too.
Who's this? Iowa.
Iowa. So
Yeah.
your CFP, you're looking at fucking Georgia, Iowa, Cincinnati, and then somebody else. I highly doubt it's going to be Oklahoma. It'll probably be Alabama or Ohio State.
So here's where I'm going with this, and this is not the homer in me. This is just the way that I see these games playing out. Iowa, I don't think is very good. I had a fuck ton of money on them, so I was forced to finally watch an entire Iowa game. Okay, the reason they won that game is because the quarterback got hurt in the other team, and they were able to come back. But they were down to Penn State. Penn State looked great, and they were rolling them.
If Clifford doesn't go down, Penn State
State-
yes, by
Yes,
3 touchdowns.
100%.
But ifs and whatever, that's over. And the only game Iowa's probably going to lose this year is the championship.
To Ohio State,
But
yeah.
that won't matter. Iowa will probably drop down to 3rd or 4th when they lose that game, and Alabama will go up to 3rd or 4th when they win it. Honestly, that's probably what's going to happen. Cincinnati will probably stay. They'll probably bump up to 2 because they went out and Georgia's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so Cincinnati's at 3 right now at 5-0. I think they win out. I think they're in. I think Georgia and
Unless Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship, and then
By 50 points.
No, by 1 point. Ohio State has no chance of making it if that happens. I don't think.
Well, I'll tell you why. So look who's underneath it. Okay, you got Oklahoma at 4. I've got 2 losses for Oklahoma, easy.
Yeah, they're not going there.
Right. Alabama's 5-1. If they lose to Georgia, that's a 2-loss team. They won't put them in. They won't put in a 2-loss team.
Them and Ohio State just have to win their conference.
Right. Yeah. And so with Ohio State, the way it's set up here, because of, I'm just looking at the top 10 rankings, all of the rest of their games are against the top 10. They play Michigan State. They play Michigan. So Michigan State is 10, and they're very fucking good, by the way. That is my lock of the week. I'll go ahead and announce that right now. I've not lost in them all season long. Michigan State at 10. Michigan at 8, Penn State at 7, and then Iowa at 2. Ohio State is forced to play 4 top 10 games against, I don't.
Penn State is a soft 7 right now.
I think they're all soft.
Michigan and Michigan State look like they're okay.
Michigan barely pulled out that game against Nebraska.
They look okay on the defensive side whenever they're playing at home, at least. But Penn State, how long is Clifford? Is he done for the year or what?
Not sure. Bob, you can look up how long Clifford's out for, but here's the other thing about saying this. I don't know that Ohio State deserves to be there. I watched Ohio State's trouncing. I know it was 66-17 or whatever the fuck it was. They won by like 50 points against Maryland. There was still a lot of balls that C.J. Stroud was missing. I'll get hammered for saying this because he had 5 touchdowns. He still missed a lot of easy fucking throws and easy touchdowns that were wide open. And after he missed them, the following passes, he was guiding them in there, almost being like, oh, shit, I overthrew that last ball. I really got to guide this in there. If you go up against a Georgia or an Alabama, guiding your passes like that and overthrowing guys still, you're going to get fucking annihilated.
Well, you don't have – it might actually work into Stroud's favor because he won't have time to make those decisions. You just got to get rid of the ball.
Maybe. And you're right. The best he's looked this year is when he's in a no huddle and he's forced to go really fucking quick.
That's what you do when one of your guys is all fucked up. If you're an NBA coach and your shooter isn't shooting well, you fucking give him some other assignment to do. Like, hey, we need to go play great defense on this guy, and then down on the offensive side, just try to get open and shoot. It's the shower principle. You keep the prefrontal cortex distracted, so all the muscle memory from the 20 years they've been training to do this just comes back and takes back over. It happens all the time. I think that's putting him in a hurry-up offense is probably the best thing they could do for that kid right now.
I agree, and like I think that's the only shot you would have against a Georgia defense. Is
they
if
have
you,
no shot against Georgia's defense. I don't give a fuck what they do.
I think if you're looking at Georgia's defense, and we saw this. Who was doing it the other night, and they looked great. They were running just a no huddle. Oh, it was New England. In that New England game, Mac Jones, because let's face it, I don't think the Patriots have that much talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, they didn't have Sony Michel even.
They don't have anyone because he got traded. But
James White was out.
James White is out for the year. They didn't have anybody. But Mac Jones throwing those quick passes and speeding up the game like that, I think is your only shot. And I think that was their best shot against the Buccaneers. I think that's what you got to do against Georgia if you're able to do that. And if I'm Florida or Georgia, or if Ohio State were to make it at the end, I think that is your one chance at beating them is by getting off 75, 80 plays on offense and praying for the best at that point. But you're only going to do that with those quick passes because their pass rush is intense and they will rape you.
I don't think it's kind of like to use a baseball analogy here. You can't just throw the same pitch over and over again. Like they're gonna time it up eventually. I don't think you can do one thing against Georgia.
Well, I agree. So with Ohio State and Alabama, they both have great running backs. And you will be able to mix it up to some degree later on down the road, but it's going to be tough. But yeah, looking at this schedule, if you're a Georgia fan, you got to love the rest of the year. You have to. Florida and Alabama, that is it. And then whoever else in the CFP. And if it's the teams we just named, they will fucking smash them all. Mm-hmm. So let's say it is Cincinnati at 2. Let's say, because just looking at the offenses of these Big Ten teams, probably Ohio State wins that, I would imagine. Oklahoma will lose out. Even if they get in, fine. Who gives a shit? Georgia can smash all of these teams. All of them. Alabama's probably your best hope right now. But fuck, other than that, I have no idea. Could you imagine a Cincinnati versus a Georgia? What would that spread even be?
They played them last year.
Probably 17.5 if it was the championship game, if I had to guess.
That would be the highest of all time. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Either way, betting-wise this year, it's been fun. Yeah, I know they played them last year. It's a different team. So this defense this year is just absolutely fucking disgusting. What was the score last year?
24-21.
Yeah, they won on a last-second field goal. Cincinnati should have won. And then was it Blanket Ship that hit like the fucking...
Yeah, Rodrigo. Maybe. Who cares? I can tell you this, too. With the top-tiered schools, you don't care if you're not playing for the championship. Georgia doesn't care in fucking games like that. Ohio State doesn't care in games like Alabama doesn't give a shit in games like that. You don't. If you're not playing for the title, you just don't fucking care. So I don't even put any stock in that bullshit either. You're happy to be wherever city you're in. Hopefully you get some fucking pussy and then maybe play a decent enough game to win. Who gives a shit? But if you're a Georgia fan, buckle up, man. This is going to be fun. And the fucking SEC championships in Atlanta too.
I mean, it doesn't.
It's great. It's great.
I don't think it helps Georgia that they play Florida and then have 4 straight weeks of dog shit games.
No. I agree because then you're going to show up.
Alabama. Yeah. That's not great for them.
I agree, and that might be the only thing that gets them is just a fucking weak schedule. Why these SEC schools keep doing this with these weird fucking shitty games towards the end of the year? That doesn't help you at the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Makes no fucking sense to me, but we'll go through last week's picks. Got them almost all right, so it's going to be kind of a victory lap here. Coastal covered against Arkansas State on Thursday. Winner, chicken dinner. Cincinnati, 39 against Temple. I went back and checked the tape, Dan. You said Temple was a fucking scrappy team.
They are. Yeah.
God damn it, man.
Scrappy.
No, they're not. They're a scrap heap team.
I just figured Cincinnati would have like a letdown spot.
I think you hate them because they're the best team in your conference, and it, like UCF will never compete now if Luke Fickell stays there.
That's not true, but we're also going to be in the Big 12. So
that's right. Is Cincy?
Yeah.
So they'll beat you there too.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, once Ritter's gone, maybe.
I don't know who their backup quarterback is. Stanford, Arizona State. I actually took this. This was teased up. It was 19.5. It's too many points. I never bet on the trap 12, but we did. Put it in all the parlays, won that too. Alabama money line on a parlay. That was the only bet I made, though, because those points were too high everywhere else around. And Texas A&M, unranked, backup quarterback, won this game. Congratulations. It's a fucking blast of a game to watch, by the way. Georgia trounced to Auburn. Same thing, man. Auburn didn't even score a touchdown until the second half of this game. Penn State, Iowa was, I know it was 23-20, and you're like, oh, man, that should be a fun game to watch. It wasn't. Clifford went down. I don't think Iowa looks that great offensively. They have a good defense, but they're going to lose at some point. Penn State, I feel bad for it. Penn State, shit, man, the hype was real, it turns out. But they lost their quarterback, and then they lost the momentum. But they were up, man, 14-3 in the first quarter, and they were looking to roll in that game.
Well, it's not how you start; it's how you finish. And regardless, you're a Power 5 conference member, and you're one of the teams that is perennially in the top 10. If you don't have a second person on your roster that can play quarterback really, really well, like a 4 or 5 star recruit, then you don't belong there, and that's what happened to them, and they're out for a reason.
Yeah.
So I have no sympathy for that.
I love that because it's your own school. It's great. Next up is Oklahoma, Texas. Man, I can tell you who the front runner for the trophy there, the Sarah Williams Trophy is. It's Chris Phelan. He comments on every single post regarding something with Texas and the Longhorns and everything else. I heard so much shit from the Longhorns fans this week. I finally just said, we're all done with your bullshit for the year. You're 4-2. This school has not been relevant in decades. What is it, a decade and a half? When was the last time they went to a title? 11?
09.
09. 13 years. Otherwise, you've been nowhere near. You've never made a playoff. That started in 2013-14 season. They've never made one CFP. It's a crazy stat, isn't it? They've never made they're not even a playoff team in our lifetime. I've got a 7-year-old kid. He's never even seen Texas in the playoffs, ever. This is what we thought it was. I teased this up to 9.5. The only loss was on a straight bet at 3.5 on this one. Texas is a team of pallbearers. They'll just let you fucking down. So if you enjoy that, congratulations. Here's how fucking retarded Texas fans are, Dan. I go to it was like a fall Oktoberfest thing on Saturday night, right, at the brewery, Twisted X. Shout out to Twisted X. Love you guys. I go there, and I run into some Texas fans, and they were like, everybody's disappointed. Obviously, it was right after the game. They were like, oh, this is a heartbreaker. But I go, it's been a heartbreaker for 15 years at this point.
It would be a heartbreaker to me if the Braves rolled out their number 4 starter tonight and lost the game. But luckily, Brian Snicker must have been feeling my hate for the last full calendar year of not using Max Fried in Game 5 of the LCS last year. So he's bringing Charlie Morton back on short rest, and I expect him to win tonight. But
some fun breaking news with that, by the way.
Jorge Soler's got COVID, so now Jocktober himself is going to be in the starting lineup, why the fuck wasn't he in the first place?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but losing Soler still sucks. So Swanson's leading off now.
I don't care about that.
I don't care. For those about to jock, we salute you. Let's fucking go, Jock
we're deep into Milwaukee's bullpen. We're also deep into their rotation at this point. I think it's still looking very good for Atlanta. But I would be pissed off if they lost a series after the way things have gone. But if they go lose to either the Dodgers or the Giants in fucking 4 games, I would not be surprised by that. Because they're not good enough to be there.
I agree.
And Texas has shown repeatedly that no matter how much hype they get, it's not a matter of the personnel they have because they've had great players. That system there sucks.
Yeah.
Right? And they haven't found a coach to come in and fix it.
No.
They haven't found let me rephrase that. They haven't found a combination of coach and OCDC to come in and fix it.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No.
And people, it's like you're sampling on the dependent variable. The dependent variable in the Big 12 is, they score a lot of points, right? So they're going to score points and score points. The independent variable is if you have a good defense, even good defense in the Big 12, you can fucking win the Big 12 without any year that Oklahoma has a pretty good defense. They win without nobody even comes close to them when they have a pretty good defense. They don't this year, by the way. Their defense sucks. But the point of that is, Texas fans, you're just making a math mistake in your head right now. It's a matter of statistical distribution. You're fucking up. Just because you can score a lot of points doesn't mean anything. When's the last time that worked in college football? When's the last time the number 1 offense in college football won? LSU, right? And it's the first time in like 30 years
Yeah.
that's happened. That's not how college football works. Everybody thinks that the difference between the NFL and college football is the option and quarterbacks running more. Maybe, right? Maybe it is. But every team that wins, especially that wins over the course of 4 or 5 or 10 years, defense. Alabama, defense. Clemson, their defense was always better than their offense.
Yeah. So here was what was pitched to me by a group of Texas fans at Twisted X Brewery on Saturday, and I want to get all of your takes on this, okay? So I said, look.
Well, how many drinks in were you at the time?
No. This was just pitched to me personally, right? And
yeah, I'm asking how many drinks was the person pitching it?
Oh, there was like 5 of them. They seemed relatively okay, so this was fine, okay? So I said, look, I know you're pissed off about today, and rightfully so. You lost a 21-point lead multiple times, and you lost. And I don't even, the last play of the game where they just let that guy run up the middle for 40 yards was fucking nuts for a touchdown. Make him kick a field goal. They couldn't even put the defense on the field for that. Here's what they said. If it's you can't win in your own conference and you're fucking 4-2 now and you're unranked against a team that you were up by 21 points over. What do you think it's going to be like in the SEC? And here's what they said. It's going to be different in the SEC because Texas is going to be able to keep its own players from the state because now we're in the SEC and everybody wants to play in the SEC and be on TV. And
Texas has been losing recruits to Ohio State.
That's what I said.
Not to Alabama. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's exactly what I said. I go, all of the best Texas recruits have gone to Ohio State. I go, if I'm a player, right? I don't want to play in the SEC. You know why? There's a million great teams in there. You can't really shine. I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond and go to Ohio State and just dominate the world, play for a championship and a fucking playoff position every year. Then everybody can see you shine on the national stage. Otherwise, you're going to get buried at a 5-6 team. I don't understand that thinking, that logic. Texas fans are just as delusional as Tennessee fans and Nebraska fans.
BT Bates says it's because Texas coaches can't just coach. The boosters stick spoons all over the kitchen. I don't know what spoons all over the kitchen means, but if you mean they interfere, you're absolutely correct about that. And that's why you have to have a coach who isn't a fucking pussy. Like, let me ask you this. Do you think the boosters at Alabama are telling Nick Saban how to run his football program?
No.
Do you think that Iptay, I pay $30 a year, are coming in and telling Dabo Swinney how to fucking coach his team? No. So if Sarkisian can't figure it out and hire his own people and do what he wants to do, then go somewhere else. And you can save Texas as the job for the people who want to be like the coach of the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right? Who haven't been – they're only relevant when they put together a super team. And that's it. They will never win the way Milwaukee won. Ever.
No, or
ever. Even with LeBron, they can't fucking win that way.
They should have said, look, whatever Jacksonville's paying you, we'll double it and get Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Because
at least in Texas, people in Texas would have covered up for him, I think.
Yes.
They'll lie for you.
Yes,
here.
and they have plenty of money to cover up for him. Great. That finger in the asshole, they would have had digitally removed from that video.
That woman would have been charged with sexual assault.
Yes. All of his fingers would have been digitally removed from all of those videos on social media.
She would have been shipped to Guantanamo Bay within the week.
And then they would have deep faked her voice saying, I raped Urban Meyer. I raped Urban Meyer. Like, that's what would have happened because they have endless fucking money.
He'll never get that job now.
No.
Urban Meyer is going to lose his job in Jacksonville sometime in the next couple of weeks, probably, and he's not. I don't think he'll ever coach again. I really don't. I don't think anybody's going to make a long-term investment on him again.
I'll say this. I think if he gets divorced, he might end up coaching again, but if he wants to keep a marriage, probably not.
I mean, look, I don't know what the relationship is between he and his wife, and he's still relatively young. He's only 57.
30 years. She's beloved by everyone and all that other shit.
Well, clearly not by him.
Well, he didn't. I will say this. He did not end up going home and fuck that. He didn't fuck that girl, but.
Well, look, there's a lot of people in sports entertainment that have these deals with their significant others where you can do whatever you want.
Yep.
Just don't embarrass me publicly.
And publicly, yeah.
That's why Kobe's wife got so mad. There's actually one of her best friends did a whole piece on this about how she didn't care that he was fucking other people. She's pissed that, one, he got caught, and two, that it became like a criminal thing.
Yeah.
That's why he had to buy her a $4 million diamond ring.
I think it was more than that. That was the biggest diamond I've ever seen.
That's what they said, $4 million. So either way, if she's fine with that, then just, be fine with it, I guess.
Be fine with it. Next up, we got Ohio State again. We covered them earlier. I realized he had 90 touchdowns, Stroud, but look, it's Maryland, and the last week was Rutgers. I'm not getting a fucking boner. Ohio State's not back. Will they probably win the conference? Yes, and that's all I really care about. Just beat Michigan and then be on with your day. If we play Georgia in the playoffs, I don't know if I'll do a show that week. I might dress up Giorgio like a lady and have him do my spot because I couldn't. I don't even know what the spread of that would be. Next up, Michigan, Nebraska. Michigan is not back either, so you guys can all fuck off as well.
Maybe.
They looked like dog shit in this game, and they should have lost. There was a bad call close to the end of this thing. Nebraska fans, look, you were all over Drinkin Bros Sports Facebook page saying, man, we getting a bad call. We were back. We're a better team. All of a sudden, should we fight hard? You're 3-4. Even if you won this game, you'd still be just at 500. So who really gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, look, nobody gives a fuck about Nebraska for sure.
It's Nebraska, Tennessee,
but
Texas.
It is. Nebraska is one of those teams that will win home games they're not supposed to, like fucking TCU does it sometimes. Baylor does it. A lot of those teams are just tough outs. I don't know but they haven't played anybody this season. Michigan's played. I don't even know who WMU is. Is that William Mary?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No,
that's like the oldest college in the entire.
Western Michigan.
That's Western Michigan.
Michigan. Okay,
it was
well,
actually decent.
That's not even a real school.
Nebraska's been feisty this year, actually.
Washington, NIU, Rutgers,
And that's fine.
Wisconsin's fine, but now they play Northwestern, and then they play Michigan State, and then they play Indiana. They'll win probably all those games.
They will not beat Michigan State. I'm telling you this right now. I mean, you're talking about Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan State will beat Michigan.
I think they will.
That fucking Kenneth Walker is probably the Heisman favorite at this point, I would think. Is there anybody else that you got up there?
Probably Corral.
Like two or
Ole
three
Miss.
different players on Georgia's defense, maybe.
I think that Corral game against Alabama is going to hurt him. Although I don't think it was his fault entirely.
I think if Georgia's defense stays as dominant as it is, it'll probably be a Georgia defensive player that wins a Heisman because you want to reward an epic. So
The problem is you can't give it to the whole team. And
no, you can't. But there will be an individual player with enough stats, like Desmond Howard had. I think, or not Desmond Howard. Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, Desmond Howard won the.
Yeah, but
he won the Heisman.
who was the other guy that played for the Packers?
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
Who won it the year Burrow won the title?
Burrow, yeah.
Because he had the best season ever. But they were the best offense, and he was the best player on the offense.
Right.
That's who should win the Heisman. Like the best. Unless you have an outstanding season outside of so far and removed from everybody else that it's crazy, and I don't see that right now. There's
Lamar
nobody lighting it up.
Jackson, yeah.
But I don't see a Warren Sapp on this team. Like I know how great Georgia is, but their defense. I don't know one of their names because they don't have that flashy guy that's going to soak up the limelight for these votes, and that's what all of this is. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. And somebody else said C.J. Stroud was back in the conversation because he's got 90 touchdowns. I don't believe that, but whatever, man. Michigan, yeah, they're going to lose, I think, to Michigan State. I think they'll also lose to Ohio State, and then their whole season will be done again. And you can talk about Harbaugh and his failures. BYU against Boise State. Look, always bet on Boise. We all called this, I believe, that BYU was going down.
We were high on BYU.
You were?
Me and Rob. We were
I
just
was not.
we just threw out the hypothetical. What if they ran the table?
Sure.
They did not.
I know, and we said they would not. Yeah. They did.
I just like saying Zach Wilson's assistant quarterback.
No, they just they got beat by a 3-3 Boise State team at home. So, and it wasn't even close. That game was a fucking blowout.
Oh, yeah.
They scored a late touchdown to even get it to them, but it was 26-10 going to the fourth.
They got Baylor coming up.
Yeah, Michigan. They're going to get housed by Baylor. Michigan State against Rutgers. This was one of my locks of the week. They came through. I love them as my lock of the week this week again. Michigan State is a great football team. They have a great defense. And that Walker kid, Jesus Christ, man. I watched him fucking peel off an 80-yarder with ease, and he is incredible.
Michigan State played Rutgers this week, so I'm not interested in hearing how they did. That is not a measure of success by any stretch of the imagination.
Not at all. But
Ohio State beat them by 40.
They keep running the table here for Michigan State.
Rutgers is terrible.
They are. But Michigan State used to be a terrible program. This is great.
You and I should be able to go put up fucking 31 points against Rutgers.
I think I could.
They're terrible. I don't give a fuck. This Kenneth Walker dude, he may be in the Heisman talk, but I don't know.
Arkansas Ole Miss was next, 52-51. Arkansas went for 2 at the end of this game. I don't know why.
On the road.
Yeah, but your offense is putting up 52 points.
Couldn't stop them.
It doesn't matter. You're going to overtime. You're going to have to go for 2 eventually. Don't do it then. This is the Arkansas, by the way, because I've said they were good all year, and I still stand by this. Their offense is rad. That's how great Georgia's defense is, that they shut down a team that just dropped 51 points against Ole Miss. That's how great Georgia's defense is. But this is the Arkansas team we've known and loved. They covered. It was fine. I didn't bet it at all because it was just too close. Although the spread was big. It was like 11.5 in this game. Notre Dame against Virginia Tech. They pull out another one. They win by 3. Nothing sexy out of them. They just kind of keep winning. And it is what it is. LSU, Kentucky, we all called this across the board. This was a -3 for Kentucky. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think this game has to start the conversation about Orgeron leaving.
And it did. ESPN brought that up right after the game. And
so they've lost to Auburn and Kentucky 2 games in a row, and now they go. They play Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama, Arkansas the next 4 games. They'll probably lose 3 of those games, and then he'll be gone, I would guess. Or they may wait till the end of the season. I don't know.
I think they'll probably let him finish it out because he won a title and all that shit.
Maybe.
But I think that's it for them. Next up, Wake Forest, Syracuse is exactly what I said it was. Syracuse is a disgusting team. They will drag this into the gutter. You guys were high on Wake Forest.
I told you Syracuse is kind of, spicy.
Yeah, and I said, hey, and you guys both took Wake Forest in this game. I don't really understand why.
They won?
In overtime by 3. They didn't cover. They did not cover this. It wasn't even close. Florida, Vanderbilt. Spread was 39. Too many points. They won 42-0. If you were watching that, you were probably shitting your pants the entire game. SMU against Navy. SMU barely pulled this out. They didn't cover. I don't have high hopes for SMU at all.
Service academies are weird, man.
I get it, but it's a 1-4 Navy team. So, no. And then last but not least, San Diego State versus New Mexico. I actually left this bet up to you because I knew nothing about this team. Did you win, yes or no?
Did San Diego State cover?
It was 31-7. I don't even remember the spread because I didn't bet it.
I think I said New Mexico, and it might have been like a 30-point spread.
Ooh, then you got it. You got it.
I don't know.
All right. We get some sponsors here that pay for the show. Obviously, we'll say those, and then we will get to this week's picks. Man, if I could have anywhere near the weekend I had last year.
It was 19.5. So San Diego State definitely covered.
You lost.
Wait, no, hold on. 31.5.
Yeah.
Oh, they won. They covered. They covered then. So New Mexico covered. Delco Dan wins. And you can be a winner at home if you go to killcliff.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off there. The CBD products, man. Look, we had them shipped to the office. Everybody keeps drinking these goddamn things. I'm taking them out. Look at that. Boom. Back there on camera. So Delco Dan is holding the you can keep the camera on yourself. Delco Dan is holding the grapest of all time, the GOAT. That was my favorite, and now it's the Joe Rogan one that is my favorite. Bob, what are you drinking? You got the energy drink? Is that the Ignite?
A little Tropical Thunder Ignite.
Boom. There you go. And the beauty of KillcliffCBD.com combining with KillCliff.com is you can get 20% off the entire store with the promo code Drinkin Bros now. So congratulations. Me personally, the thing that gets shipped to my house on a monthly basis is the CBD. I get the 16-pack. It's a variety pack. Shipped to my house. I'm on a subscription. They have a subscription on there, so I don't have to think about it. Just put my fucking card in. I'm good to go. And 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. There is no THC, so you will not piss hot on a drug test. Go to killcliff.com today. Flamin' Joe is the shit. I think I put it on my Instagram last night because I was drinking it last night. Getting a little loose for that Ravens game last night. It came through at the end. Oh, damn it, what a weekend of gambling. Next up, speaking of gambling, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double that deposit. If you were new to MyBookie last week and you bet all these games with me, with all those slips, congratulations. Not only did you double your deposit, you doubled your fucking wallet. You did the right thing. No, I had a shitty weekend before, but this weekend was the best of my life. MyBookie.com. All the odds we are going to read today are off of MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that deposit. And we're going big on college football and the NFL again this weekend because we do every weekend. And at the end of the show, I know it's not the top 25, but there is a game tonight on a Tuesday. So we'll be asking Delco Dan and Hot Bob at the end of the show what their pick is for tonight's game. And that is the beauty of subscribing to the YouTube channel. So you can get this live because when this airs, I don't know if it will be there. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin' Bros, doubles your deposits. So, Delco, I want you to dial up tonight's pick of Appalachian State tonight. Hot Bob, that goes for you as well. We're going to need your picks at the end of the show for the Appalachian State game because that is on tonight. You will be able to gamble on that. Last but not least, we got ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. What up, girlfriend? What up? Ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. 35% off everything in the entire store right now. Or is that the bundle? We bundling it? Is that individual? Bundle. Individuals 30% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros. Pillows, sheets, mattresses, adjustable bases. You name it, they got it. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Is today the day you finally buy yourself a new mattress? Yes, it should be. You fucking dirty shit. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Where, as always, they get a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest there. If you have decent credit, don't be a fucking scumbag with a 510 and be like, I didn't get my discount. You're not getting a fucking discount anywhere in this life with that. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros for 30% off, though. And if you bundle all those deals that I mentioned with that one, walk out of there with a brand new mattress set. $35, $38 a month. You're welcome. You're welcome for me. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Sleep so good, it's scary. Let's get to the odds here for week 7. Are we already in week 7? That's depressing to me.
Why?
Because I love college football so much that it's like, oh man, are we only down to like 5 more weeks? God damn it, dude.
Halfway there.
Shit. It's depressing. All right, Friday nights. Trap 12 leading us off. Oh, man. It's going to be hard to lay off a Friday night game, especially when it's only one of 2 games. I'll probably end up betting this, but I don't want to. I'm gross. California against Oregon, Dan. This is Oregon minus 13.5.
No.
California's 1-4. I understand it. I just, I don't know that I can do it either, to be honest with you. I really don't. Over-under's 54. Who knows? It's the Trap 12. Anything can happen. That's why literally last week, that Stanford bet, I just teased it up 6 points and said, great, let's get it to fucking 19.5. Because somebody's going to fuck up something and not cover, and that is exactly what happened. This is too gross for me, too. This is a game I bet in shame in my bathtub, and I never post, and nobody ever knows about it, just because I want her on in the background. No, I'm actually on a flight that night, so fuck you. I don't even have to watch this game. Fuck off. I'll say flight loosely because it's probably going to get canceled. We'll talk about that on Drinkin' Bros later. Next up, though, that night, San Diego State is still in the top 25 against San Jose State. San Diego State minus 9 in this one. Boy, do we have to turn to the other side here, Dan? Because I feel like we do.
Yeah. I don't know or care about this.
No, me neither. And this, it's so hard to put real money on this. I know I don't even give a shit if the sponsors get pissed that I don't pick some of these games. I don't want you to lose your fucking money.
Well, there's a lot of money to be made in penny stocks, so don't.
Yeah, dude. I'm not telling you to do that either.
No, I would tell you to do it because if you play the game well enough, you could probably make more money betting on 26 through 140 than you can 1 through 25.
I agree.
To be honest.
So who do you got in this game?
I like San Diego State. Big.
Why?
Good defense, run the ball, like I said. Their running back, Greg Bell, should kind of feast here. Yeah, they'll be fine.
Okay. What about you, Hot Bob?
Fine. Fuck it. I don't care about this game at all. Yeah, San Diego State.
You've got Braves on your mind right now,
I do.
friends.
That's all I care about, man. The game starts in like 30, 40 minutes, something like that.
No, Giorgio, is that a pizza back there?
No, it's even better.
What is it?
It's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
For Dakota.
It's funny. So look, this is a game that's, I don't know. Ask your friends. Ask somebody else that doesn't care about your life or your bank or your wallet. Because this betting money on shit like this, fringe teams on the top 25, is a real goddamn gamble. I actually like teams outside the top 25 more than I do like 23 through 25 because it's like, we had to put somebody in there. Who's it going to be? We don't really know. Fuck off. The noon game. Woo! Big boy spread on this one. Cincinnati versus UCF. This is at Cincinnati. Spread is minus 20.5. D'Anthony, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to go with Cincinnati here because this has got to be a statement game for them. They've been playing well against, everybody for the last 2 years, including holding Georgia to 24 points last year and scoring 21 themselves. They beat Notre Dame pretty good, but you still have to prove that the other, quote-unquote good team that's made national press from your conference, that you're head and shoulders above them, right? This is Georgia playing Florida right now, and you have to fucking blow them out. And there's a much wider gap between Cincinnati and UCF than there is between Georgia and Florida, so I think I'm good with 20.5.
Certainly right now.
Yeah.
With a true freshman quarterback in Mikey Keene, who is clearly in over his head right now. Our offense can't really move the ball with him. Defense is pretty questionable. I would lay the points with Cincinnati. UCF has really no shot in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Cincinnati in this one, and I'm going to double dip and take this in a 6-point teaser as well. I like it at exactly 20.5 because that leaves you open for that 3 score, that 21 victory. So I'm good on this. Really high on Cincinnati, and they're playing like they want to be in the playoffs, and I love seeing that out of teams. Next up, my lock of the week. I'll go ahead and start now. That's it. Michigan State minus 4.5 against Indiana. I have unfortunately had the displeasure of watching Indiana play 3 games this year because I had money on them, on the teams that they were playing against, and they never won. And they're not going to win this time either. Michigan State is really, really fucking good. I don't know why this is minus 4.5. Their spreads have shocked me all year. I am 6-0 this year on Michigan State, and I'm going to ride every year. I got usually 2 or 3 fucking ponies that I ride all the way in. Cincinnati's been one of them. Michigan State's been one of them, and this is no difference at 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, at 4.5, that's weird. I'll take it down to 4 just so I don't. But
fuck yourself.
Why
yeah.
not? But
it's smart. I did that all weekend long, and you know what? That's a great point, Dan. And I'm going to tell the audience this again. When I do these NFL picks or these fucking shows with you, and I tell you to buy a half a point every time, or Dan tells you to do it, this is why. Like you take that Green Bay Packers game, it was 3. I said buy the half a point at 2.5. A lot of you didn't buy it, and you're like, oh fuck, I wish I would have. That's why. Yes, you'll lose a little bit more money, but it's that safety of that half a point where it's just like, dude. There's been 19 games in the NFL this year, and we're only in, week 5? It has broken the record of all time for the NFL. There's been more overtime games already through week 5 than ever in the NFL. So, dude, these spreads are tight, man. These teams are close. Take the half a point if you see it. It is not that much money to sacrifice.
you don't want to lose by half a point.
No, dude. We said this from year 1, dude, half-point Holloway, where it was just like, there's nothing worse than that in this life. So just do it. Next up, Oklahoma State against Texas. Now, Oklahoma State is undefeated at 12. Texas is actually still in the rankings at 25. That's shocking. And they're favored, which is even more shocking, at 5.5 for Texas.
Over 59.
Over is 60 now. That is climbing. It's climbing rapidly here. Where do you go with this? Because I think the whole Big 12 sucks, and everybody's scoring 800 points a game. I don't care that Texas is at home. Beautiful day if you're here, if you're going. And I believe this is the game we're sending Lázaro Lopez because these teams are ranked.
Can I make a suggestion for Lázaro Lopez?
For this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at.
Can we send him to BYU Baylor? Because it's just a weird ass game.
Is it in Baylor? What time is the game?
It's in Waco at 2:30, and those are the 2 weirdest fan bases I can think of.
Oh, rather than this 11 a.m. game? Yeah, Baylor's and Waco's close. It's like
an hour and a
from here.
half, if that.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Who is it?
Baylor BYU.
Oh my gosh, does BYU? Do their Mormons travel?
Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah.
All right. If he can get around those.
Also, BYU's the type of school where it's like a creepier version of Notre Dame, where like Mormons will just show up to the like a Mormon that lives in Texas.
Yeah.
That has no connection to the school.
Where BYU
Will
stuff
show
is.
up and
I
rock.
like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lazaro Lopez. It looks like you're going to Baylor BYU now. Let's go. Let's fucking go. As far as this game goes, Texas, Oklahoma State, though, it is always weird, man, when a 12th ranked team that is undefeated is not favored and almost close to a touchdown here. I think we're giving Texas a lot of credit after last week, but it also says how shitty Oklahoma State is. I take the over in this game, but I don't touch it either way because I have no fucking idea who's going to show up for these two teams.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over.
That's it, right?
I mean, a 30-31 game beats the over. This is going to be a 35-38 game probably.
Probably. I just, it's too strange for me. And Texas has got to win. I mean, what are they going to be, 4-3?
I don't know, though. Oklahoma State's offense is pretty bad. They've only scored 30 points once this season, so that might be a stretch on that over.
Yeah, Oklahoma State is way overranked. I think Texas wins this game. Big 12 keeps eating itself.
Sanders is better. So they've been better since he came back at quarterback. Defense is actually pretty good. Probably one of the better defenses of the Big 12, which isn't saying much. But Texas probably wins.
It's probably the best. It's probably the best defense in the Big 12.
Or TCU.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the under then. Fuck them.
Are you really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think Texas, all the wind is out of their sails right now, and it should be.
Yeah.
We'll see how delusional Texas as a team is. If they come out and play well against Oklahoma State, they're very delusional.
I think
They should give up.
I think you guys have talked me out of this game altogether. I don't think I'm going to touch this game at all.
They should give up and transfer to a real school.
Yeah. What about teasing up Texas to 11.5?
No, because I could see them doing that.
Tease the over down.
Or I'm sorry, tease up with Texas to 11.5, and then take Oklahoma State.
If you could tease the over down to 54, I would probably do that.
Okay. All right. Check back in at Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It's free. It's a private group though, because people are assholes in real life, not in our group. Next up, we got Auburn versus Arkansas. Fun matchup here. I still believe in Arkansas. It's Arkansas minus 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take Arkansas in this. I'm going to take this down 0.5 point. But I am taking Arkansas. I think they're a good team. I just think Georgia is that dominant. That's their and look, even Ole Miss. I mean, to go toe-to-toe and go 52-51 in that game, I don't think Auburn has that kind of a firepower.
No, they don't. They've scored really well against Division II teams, and that's it.
No.
They haven't scored more than 24 against any Division I team. So yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm taking Arkansas on this one. Next
Maybe
up,
take
this
it to 3 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm buying 0.5 point. This next one, man, Florida LSU. This normally is a great game. Florida, though, however, is ranked number 20, and they're terrible. And LSU is 3-3 on the season and not ranked. And about to lose their coach at the end of it. This is Florida minus 10.5.
They might lose him during the season. I could see
Baton Rouge.
I could see Orgeron like strangle baiting to death or something.
That'd be great. Oh,
Yeah, I could see that.
I just want it mic'd up.
He seems like the kind of guy that would die under suspicious circumstances, doesn't he?
Strangulation, yeah.
Well, not even just that. Like he's dating some fucking 25-year-old. She stabbed him.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I could see that happening.
The 25-year-old he's dating now, though, is hot.
LSU is terrible.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bet this game, though. I mean,
This is a spooky game.
Yeah.
Weird things happen in this game.
I agree.
It is a light rivalry.
I 100% agree. I watched it last year. Last year, do you guys remember the kid throwing the shoe?
Fucking shoe.
yeah.
That was the shoe game. And they came back and won. I'm with you, man. I don't touch this game.
We might have our second college football-related murder in as many weeks.
Yeah.
Because somebody got clipped because of the A&M Alabama bullshit.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's in Baton Rouge, too, which LSU's got probably the best college tailgate, I think. I think theirs is the best because I focus more on booze and food. I don't really care about any of the other shit that happens.
Mm-hmm. I like the way their tailgates are set up where the team walks outside the stadium and into. That's fun.
The tailgate is all over the campus through the parking lots and everything, but it's also surrounding the stadium.
Yeah.
Like, it's all over the place there. I like it the best of any college one I've been to.
And LSU fans were so pissed off after Burrow left, and I said, look, you're going to go back into the toilet and never recover again. I'm sorry that I was right. And I also want to say this to Dan's point. You have a blast of a school. It is a blast of a time. I wish you guys were good because it's fun, and we love going to LSU to party. It is great. The food is great. The booze, like everything. Tony Tamparello throws the best tailgate in the country. Richard Danoff is second. I'm sorry, Richard.
It's
we have
not
to rank them 1, 2.
It's not because of the tailgate with Danoff. It's because it's Ohio State and it's cold up there. That shit sucks.
Well, Tony, dude, has a fucking goddamn private bartender too. I mean, he really goes all out. And his spot is right across from the stadium where you can see all the shit, and you're like, oh my God, it's great. Sorry, Tony, and he makes the best sandwiches. But I just can't bet this game. Next up, you got A&M against Missouri.
Give me the fucking points.
Dude.
I'm taking Missouri at 9. I'm gonna buy half a point and take Missouri at +9.
Don't
Fuck
do
off.
that.
Don't. Are you kidding?
Nope.
They're gonna get butt fucked.
Spiller's going to run for 300 yards.
Oh my God!
Texas
I can't
A&M is coming off the biggest win in the history of that program.
Yeah.
They're going to be let down. You've got a lot of recency bias going on right now because just a couple of weeks ago, they got completely shut down by Arkansas. And the week before that, Mississippi State beat them. Get the fuck out of here. This was a fluke game against Alabama, and it's not going to continue.
Missouri might have the worst rush defense in
Maybe.
maybe the history of football.
It's
They might.
so bad.
They might.
Yeah.
But
They can't stop anyone. The offense is good.
Yeah.
So you could get a shootout situation, depending, but like there are no stops. There will be no stops.
I'll take it at +9.
I got A&M in this one. I'm taking A&M in this one. I think Spiller runs all over these guys. I'm with you on that one. Next up, shit. Game of the day. It's the game of the day. This is Georgia against Kentucky. Thanks for putting this on at 3:30 in the afternoon, fuck faces.
I'm not betting this game, though.
Man, this is 23.5 points for Kentucky.
Kentucky can run the ball. They can slow the game down, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to give a team 24. You don't give them fucking 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Here's what's wild. Look at the over-under. It's 44.5, and the spread is 23.5.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
You can't control the clock with your running game if you go 3 and out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And I don't like. Oh, man, Kentucky's good. It's a nice story, but it's just going to be like a boys versus men situation.
Okay,
Like
so with that being said here, somebody talk me out of, because this is the hardest game I had on the way over here. Talk me out of teasing this up to 29.5 for Kentucky.
Do you like Kentucky better than Arkansas?
No.
there you go.
There's no transitive property in sports, firstly.
I think Arkansas is better than Kentucky.
But I don't think either one of these teams are going to fucking score a bunch of points. I mean, Vegas doesn't either, 44.5.
44.5 is a crazy over-under
That's
for a
like,
college football game.
Hold on, I got to get my calculator out. Give me a second.
Okay,
I'll figure out what this score is.
Oh, God. Okay, talk me out of this one then, okay? How do I not take a 6-point teaser and take this at 38.5?
What?
The over?
The over-under?
The over-under.
You like the over at 38.5? I could see that.
38.5.
It's gonna be
It's
30.
a college football game.
It's going to be 34-0 Georgia.
Yeah, like it's a weird gray zone all around. But I think the most likely situation is Georgia straight up covers.
Well, here's...
That's a 35-10 game.
Do you want me to convince you to take Georgia?
Yes. With all of these points. Yeah.
I'm on Kentucky, so there you go.
What's that?
I'm on Kentucky, so...
You can
Well,
take
if you
that
bet
up,
Kentucky, then I'm definitely betting
you can
Georgia.
take that up to 29.5. I'll do that.
So that's what
I'll take the over down
to 38.5.
38.5 and tease it with Kentucky getting 28 or 29.5.
All right, somebody in the chat here is saying, why not take Georgia down 6 points to 17.5?
That's probably a good one too, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not bad, man.
That hook gets you.
I know.
If it was 17, you feel a little better.
It's like fucking Blues Travelers, man. The hook will bring you back, and shit, dude. It's bringing me back on this one. It's like, dude, that's 17. Because I could see this being like a 27-10 game. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a 28-10 game. Fuck.
Kentucky.
I can't not
plus
bet this game, though.
29.5 over 38.5. I think is a pretty safe teaser.
All right. I'll ride with you on that. Damn it, Bob.
It's rough.
Every week there's always one game that I tear my hair out over and try to figure out. The 2 weeks ago was the Arkansas-Georgia game, and I got butt-fucked by that. I was wrong. So I'm going to bet this because I can't. There's too many points, and the over's too low. I'm definitely going to drop down the over to 38.5 for sure. I'm going to figure out what to do with this 6 points on the other side of this, but what you said is exactly right. I think Arkansas is better than Kentucky. A lot better than Kentucky.
It doesn't matter if they're better, though. It matters if they're better against that style of team.
Here's what I like better about Arkansas than Kentucky. I think Arkansas probably has more comparably sized and strength players to Georgia than Kentucky does.
But they look like kids.
You're
out
just
there.
being a sizist now.
Yeah.
You and Gruden are out forever.
We hate sizism, dude. Yeah, I'm going to bet this because there's no way I can leave this on the table. I will definitely tease that down to 38.5, and then I will figure out this spread. 29.5 is a crazy amount of points for a ranked team. Next up is Purdue versus Iowa. All in on this. This is another one in a 6-point teaser where I take it down. This is Iowa minus 11.5. I don't think it even matters, to be honest with you. I'm taking Iowa either way. Iowa's at home. If they run the table, they're in the Big Ten championship. That is all they have to do is smoke people.
Yeah, you're gonna see what the coaching mettle of Iowa is. I would think they're probably a pretty well coached team, but you'll see it here because coming off a big win, playing one of those little trickster teams. I mean, Purdue is the Baylor of the Big Ten, right? They fuck people over all the time.
Yeah.
They don't have a kid with cancer, I don't think this time, but I'm sure they'll figure out something. You'll see if the coaching staff and the team captains, offensive and defensive captains, will be able to keep this team locked in and say, hey, we're number 2. We need to go out and fucking play like we're number 2 and blow Purdue the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's what they should be thinking right now. That should be their billboard material. You don't want to fucking be number 2 and beat Purdue by fucking 5 points. Yeah. Like, we need to beat them by 2 scores at a minimum. That's what I'm thinking, so I'm probably going to take Iowa.
I am taking Iowa. I'm going to take this in a teaser as well, down to 5.5 on a 6-point teaser. And, I don't believe in Purdue. I don't know why this spread is under 14. I would have said coming into today, before waking up, 14.5 in this, but alas, here we are. Next up, this will be the game we were talked into it. Beautiful day in Waco, too, 73 degrees.
We were talked into what? To sending...
sending Lopez there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, look, maybe
Baylor's unranked at 5-1.
Maybe Scott Lopez can convince some young Mormon woman to make a mistake that she'll regret for the rest of her life.
Soak. Yeah.
No, not even soaking. Like, we'll make you a deal, Lopez. If you get a Mormon girl pregnant at this game, we will pay the child support. So
forever?
Yep.
For 18 years?
Well, not forever, for 18 years.
Okay, yeah. So go to town, last row. Just bring some sheets. Right?
Yeah.
Is that do they fuck through a sheet or no?
No, that's
Jewish.
That's a joke about Jewish people. Well, yeah. It's not Mormons. No,
whatever. I don't care.
They do wear holy underwear though. So
do they?
Yep.
All right. So last word, Lopez will be there. This is Baylor -6. This is an unranked team.
I think BYU is going to beat them.
Do you really?
Yeah.
No shit. Yeesh. This is a real tough game to bet here.
It is. Baylor's really tough to play at home, too.
Yes.
I mean, that's always something you got to take into consideration.
Stadium is loud. What do you think?
I think Baylor rolls them.
Yeah, I think
I do too.
Baylor was ranked earlier in the year. They're not ranked now.
They lost to Oklahoma State, who is also good.
Yeah. I'm with you. I got Baylor in this one. BYU is going to be in the sun and fun in Waco. Afternoon game. We'll find out. Dan has BYU. Next up, Alabama. Coming off that loss to an unranked team. They only dropped to 5. Losing to an unranked team. The second-string quarterback. You want to tell me there's no Alabama bias. That's fine. Bama versus Mississippi State. This is Bama by 17. Mississippi State, look, this is, what's his dick's team? That coach. Leash. Yeah, that fucking guy. Throws 60 times a game. It's fun to watch. Any chance that Mississippi State covers this game?
No.
Yeah.
There's not one chance that Mississippi State covers this game.
Yeah, I agree. Saban's pissed off. He's going to have those guys pissed off. The other thing, too, is Saban, his statement last week, because Jimbo Fisher was overheard at a booster banquet for Texas A&M saying, I'm going to beat Nick Saban's ass. Mm-hmm. And they told Nick Saban right before the game, the day before the game, and he goes, Jimbo Fisher said what? And he goes, well, he said that he was going to beat your ass. And he goes, at golf or football? At golf, maybe. Not at football. It was really fucking funny. I've never seen Saban that quick and fast with a joke. It was great, but then he ended up losing the fucking game.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose this game. And 17 is fine. Take it down to 11 if you want on a parlay as well, and enjoy your life in this. They're going to fucking stomp Mississippi State because they have to. If they have another shitty outing here, then they're going to drop in the rankings. Next up, TCU against Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 13.5. Have they covered this year? Serious question. They're 6-0.
Texas, yeah.
Oh, you're right. That last second touchdown. You're right.
Yeah. Field goal would have not covered.
Yes, you're correct. Correct.
I mean, they started out pretty quick, obviously, against some shitty teams, Tulane and
yeah, but they didn't cover against Tulane.
They only
remember?
beat Tulane by a touchdown.
Yeah, by 5, actually. Nebraska, they didn't look good. That was a home game, too.
Yep.
But the last...
They didn't cover against Nebraska, and we took Nebraska.
West Virginia, they only won by a field goal. And then the last 2 weeks...
Oh, I had the money line in West Virginia, and that fucker almost... It was a bad snap.
The last 2 weeks has been... It seems like that West Virginia game was a bit of a wake-up call for them because K-State, they only won by 6, but that was a good game. And look, say what you want about Texas, but they did play they did score 48 fucking points, and Oklahoma was able to outlast them. I don't think Texas or TCU is going to be able to fucking stop this offense. I mean, the over 65, so it's going to be not a crazy game, but it's going to be a lot of points scored. I think I'll go with Oklahoma minus 13 because this is a must-win kind of situation for them. If they can win this game, then the rest of the season looks pretty good for them, and I think they know that, so they're going to go hard on this game. I think that Baylor game is a problem for them, but if they win this game handily, that's going to help them quite a bit. OK State at the end of the season, I'm not so sure about. But.
All right, I'm looking at TCU's schedule here. They played Duquesne here. They won 45-3. They played Cal, won 34-32. SMU, they only lost by 8. SMU is pretty decent. Texas, only lost by 5. Texas Tech, they got smoked by 21. OU, Saturday night. Is it in?
No, they smoked Texas Tech.
Yeah.
They smoked them by 21. Is this in Oklahoma that night?
Yeah. And
I might take this up to 19.5. I just don't believe in Oklahoma. I think all these games are going to be close here on out, and they're going to lose 2 at the end of the year. Take this up to 19.5 and take TCU in this one. Check back in on that parlay. Some weird games this week. This feels like a trap weekend. This is starting to feel like a trap weekend a little bit. This is a weekend that I might just go $1,000 on Michigan State and then kind of go light the rest of the time. Next up, we got Ole Miss. Ole Miss against Tennessee. -3 for Ole Miss. Why? Why is that?
The over is 81.
Hit the over. They can't stop anybody.
I refuse to bet an over of 75 plus.
That's a 42 to 40 game.
Yeah. No. Yep. Look, I think Ole Miss is good. I think Corral is good. I just think they ran into a buzzsaw of fucking Alabama. Because the Arkansas game is what it is, man. Arkansas is good. I didn't have a problem with that either. I think they smashed Tennessee. So this will be a big bet for me as well. And I'll take off a half a point just to do it, just to be safe. But I'm going heavy on Ole Miss in this game.
No.
Really?
Nuh-uh.
You going Tennessee, huh?
No, I'm not going to bet
Okay.
this game. If it's Tennessee fucking sucks. So if they're only getting -3, that means they expect. I mean, look, it's in Tennessee. I don't think that even fucking matters. The weather's going to suck. It's going to be in the 60s, low 60s. It's going to be raining. That isn't a fucking game where I might take the over up to 87, or take the under up to 87 rather.
Okay. I am. It's going to be raining. I don't care. I'm taking Ole Miss in this one. There was a bunch of Tennessee fans talking shit over the weekend about the Vols were still here. Great. Where is here? I guess. And I found some hilarious footage over the weekend. The last time they were good, my father actually interviewed Philip Fulmer when he was the head coach. And I'm going to post that in Drinkin Bro Sports and tell you guys to go fuck yourself.
I don't even know who that is.
He was the head coach for years and years and years, athletic director. I think he was the last one to win a title there, right?
Yeah, he was Peyton's head coach.
Yep.
Won a title the year after Peyton left. I mean, they haven't been good.
They haven't been good since Fulmer was gone.
This century, essentially, they haven't.
Yeah, they've been terrible. So I'll post that, and you can look at that interview because that's the last time you were good, and that was 30 years ago. So enjoy it, but I'm taking Ole Miss in this one, and I'm going big. Next up, we got NC State against Boston College. NC State -3. This is at Boston College. You have a death wish, in my opinion, if you're going to bet this game. Tickets are available on Drinkin Bros tickets for all these games, though. And this is $24 if you're in Boston want to go to this. But this is a death wish. There's a reason why this is 3. This is a flip 'em game. Flip a fucking coin and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Same. The lovely ladies of Arizona State are the last game of the evening on Saturday night. Arizona State at Utah. And the spread is -1 for Arizona State.
I actually might take the Utah money line here. I mean, honestly, they had a couple of rough weeks earlier, but they lost to BYU and San Diego State. Arizona State also lost to BYU. So I think this is a really, obviously Vegas agrees, this is a really evenly matched game. And if I'm going to fucking win, I'm going to win on the dog.
Yeah.
This is how I feel. I'm not quite as big a piece of shit as Delco is, but I'm not going to bet the favorite and win that and win or lose that way.
Sure.
I would rather lose on the dog. So
this is a trap 12 game for me. I don't bet it, and I walk away from it. That being said, we do have a rare Tuesday night game tonight that is outside the top 25. So we'll
Fun Belt.
go ahead and flip the camera over to you guys here for this one. Appalachian State.
Yep.
if you say Fun Belt again, I promise you I'm going to rape somebody.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I
But
actually
who?
love it.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It may not even be one of you. I may just go out on the town.
Yeah, just start raping. I love the Fun Belt, so I'm in with you. Appalachian State, what's the spread? Who they playing? Let's go through the stats here.
So
boys.
right now,
Where's Coastal?
it's 4.5, I believe.
They're off, and so is Ohio State. Coastal.
Oh, they're not
pardon me.
playing. I see what you
Ohio
yeah.
State and Coastal Carolina have bye weeks.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm. God.
And Coastal won't move regardless. They'll stay at 15 for eternity.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Right now, though, Appalachian State is -4.5. It's in Louisiana Lafayette. The money line is +165. Over/under is 57. I kind of love the 4.5. So Louisiana Lafayette +4.5.
Bob, who do you got?
I'll disagree just to disagree with him. I like App State. Fuck it.
Why?
They're App State. I don't know. Who cares? They're one of the better programs. They're always one of the top programs in the Sun Belt. I like that.
So is Lafayette this year. Brought everybody back.
Let's break
Levi
this tie here.
Lewis.
Giorgio?
App State gets the advantage. They get the homegrown North Carolina kids from the Appalachian area who are addicted to meth, and that is an athletic advantage. So, App State.
Yeah, but you're going against Cajuns.
Yeah, you're going against Cajuns, man. It's meth against meth.
Mountain people versus Cajuns. I think mountain people win.
Woo! Against Gator people?
Yeah,
Against
Gator
swamp
people
people?
are different.
Well, it depends on where you fight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If you fight in the mountains, obviously the people that have calf muscles that are the same width as their hips are probably going to win.
It's in the swamp, though.
Yeah, but if it's in the swamp, you got to have a snorkel and some gator bait.
All right. I'll be the tiebreaker on this one here. I'm going to bet this, and I'm going to post it in Drinkin Bro Sports so that way people can see that I actually put real money on this game. I'm going to go Cajuns +4.5 tonight, and I will put this in some form of a teaser. What's the fucking over as well? I'll do all of it. I'll do all of the things.
57.
I won $13,000 this weekend. Go ahead. What's the 57?
I don't really like that.
What about at 51? Or do you go up to 63?
I don't even want to touch it.
Any of the over-under?
No.
Why not?
I like the
It's
over
Tuesday.
if you drop it.
It's Tuesday, guys. It's Tuesday.
It's fucking Tuesday game. Like, who knows?
Oh, man. You like the over if they drop it because it's Tuesday? Look, I watched a Lafayette game in person this year. They played Texas.
Yeah.
They scored 21, 24 points, somewhere in that neighborhood in that game. So, yeah, they should run up fucking App State, right?
Well, I mean, App State's the favorite right now.
They are.
And App State gave Miami a game, but yeah, no, I don't. Both these teams I feel like are having a down year.
All
So
right.
I would just go with the home team and the points.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the home team and the points, and I'll bet that, and I'll post it in Drinkin' Bros Sports. In the meantime here, the Braves are kicking off in about 7 minutes. We're going to flop over to Drinkin' Bros podcast, so switch on over to YouTube. We'll be there momentarily, and we'll have some updates on the Southwest thing. People are still refusing to believe, Dan, that that there's a pilot strike. It's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
So Dan's got some info on that, and we'll chat about that. So flip on over to Drinkin' Bros podcast. We'll be there shortly, and throw the Braves game on in the background. Go Braves. We can close out tonight. I'm sure they'll fucking disappoint us and lose, but whatever, man. That's the Braves.
Snicker made the right move by bringing Charlie Morton back on short rest. This is what he should have done last year. When you have the enemy on their heels, you fucking attack.
Yep.
You don't stop attacking.
Yeah, you don't throw in Drew Smiley and be like, oh, bullpen game. Yeah, fucking attack. And Morton, he's a pitcher. The only time Fried is the same way, so it was a mistake for him not to do it last year. But Morton is the type of guy you feel comfortable with on short rest.
Not only on short rest, but in a big game situation. Charlie Morton is the only pitcher in baseball history that has been the winner of 4 winner-take-all games.
All right, so
Or I'm sorry, closeout games, rather.
real quick here, since this game is starting very soon, and we're about to get off air, and I can bet this. What's the line on the Braves right now,
I
Bob?
think it's like minus 151.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it's at home.
It's at
and
home,
Charlie
yeah.
Morton's pitching, so.
Wonder if you tease that. I tell you what, dude. I'm going to fucking tease it with App State. Let's go. Let's fucking go. We'll end the show here. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Don't be a fucker. All right? And Dan, you should probably start saying snicka. Gruden just got fired last night. Let's not risk it, okay?
Yeah, I'm not a pussy.
Oh, got it. He just called Goodell one.
Now, here's what happened with John Gruden, by the way. We'll talk about this more on the NFL show tomorrow, but the ownership of the Raiders came to him and say, hey, here's your buyout if you just leave.
Yes.
And he took that money and ran.
That's exactly what I said earlier.
They probably, he had been paid $40 million so far, I think, and they owed him $60. They probably gave him $30 and said, go home.
Yeah, go home. So and they didn't want to fire him either. That's I get some people who hit me up inside the team, and they were like, hey, they didn't want him fired. So Goodell forced it at the last second. We'll talk about that in the NFL show. In the meantime, flip over to Drinkin' Bros podcast. I'm going to put this bet in. Moneyline Braves, and I'm going to go Lafayette here in 2 seconds on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the College Football Week 7 Pick'em Show. Go fucking